folks, I'm back. It's me, Mahbub Chowdhury, aka the People's Coach, aka your host and speaker for today. Welcome back to more of my educational videos where I give you so many different perspectives and insights on different aspects of life. From my own personal experiences or something I have learned from others, the wise. And I'll bring a few things to your attention. Now check this out. Today I want to talk to you guys about how my son socializes. Now, I want to point out a few things because these are transferable skills. These are things that you can do with your siblings. Not your siblings, your children. Now pay close attention to what I'm about to say. First of all, I'll give you a few examples of what my son does. He can be walking down the street and he sees a woman and he says, "Hi, hello, what's your name?" Things like that. Or he might just see a total stranger, and these are strangers, and he might see another stranger, a man, a guy, and say, "Hello." And then he would force me to say, "Hello." He'll grab my hand and say, "Dad, say hello, hello." And then I'll get all shy sometimes, or embarrassed, and I'll say, "How's it going, mate? How you doing? You alright?" And he's doing this randomly. And he'll speak to anyone who's on the tube, anyone who's on the bus, anyone who's walking down the road. He'll just say hi to them. He'll ask them for their name. Or he'll even say, "What are you doing?" That's how sociable he is. That's how confident he is. I'll give you another example. There was a bunch of kids playing in a park nearby the football pitch. And he went up to them and he said, "Hello, everybody." And do you know what happens? Sometimes my son will say hi to people and not get a response. Sometimes he will say hi to people or a person and get a good response. And he'll strike a conversation. And sometimes he can just say hi to a stranger and not get no response at all. But the fact that he's going out of his way, the fact that he's saying hi, the fact that he's interacting with people, shows a level of confidence, shows a level of socialization. He's socializing. There was another example I want to bring to your attention is this. Once upon a time, we was walking down the street, me, the missus, and our other two children and my son. He was crying, he was very emotional, he was upset because of the fact that we didn't buy him a lolly. Because when we buy him a lolly, he tends to just eat half, suck half it, and then throw the other half away. So we said on this instance, "No, you're not going to have a lolly." And he started to cry. And he saw a stranger sitting outside their door. And randomly, as he was crying, he just went, "Hi." Went into a different mood, went into a different zone. And then he started to cry again. We found that so funny. Where he's able to switch from one emotion to another. One minute, no, he's crying, next minute, no, he's saying hi. But the fact that he's bold enough to socialize, the fact that he's bold enough to speak to people. How many of us out there, including adults, have this type of skill where we are sociable, where we're approachable? How many of us out there take the initiative to make the first move? How many of us out there actually strike a conversation? And I'm not talking just with strangers. I'm talking with your dearest loved one. I'm talking people in your relationships, people who you may know. That's the thing, people. That's the thing. I'm trying to bring something to your attention where we have become so antisocial. We don't even know how to mingle, mix, interact and socialize. And my son here has displayed these skills already at the age of 2.5, nearly 3. Obviously, it's obvious that he gets it from his parents and his influences of his family, his extended family, which is his mother and my own family. But the thing I'm trying to bring to your attention is this: the more exposure you have, use these opportunities to socially interact with others. We're naturally we're social beings, but what tends to happen, we tend to shut down as we evolve. And we become antisocial. There's so many reasons why this happens, but I'm just trying to generalize it and bring a few things to your attention about being antisocial. When you go off and speak to a stranger, I'll tell you what, I'll give you an example, something that just sprung to the top of my head now. When a girl gets chatted up by a stranger, by a guy, depending on what he says, she would either embrace it or discourage it and walk off. Depending on how good looking he is, or depending on what he says. All of a sudden then we become sociable. But the thing about social interaction, to be really, really good at socializing, it requires you to do one thing. And what is that one thing? To ice break, to make the first move. I'll tell you what. So, by doing this, why should you do this? What are the benefits? Well, when you learn how to make the first move, how to talk, you learn how to socialize. When you learn how to socialize, you could apply this in your personal relationships. Because in a lot of personal relationships, the ultimate breakdown is miscommunication or lack of communication. Because you don't know how to express yourself well. Everyone knows how to express themselves, but we tend to do it in a negative way, which comes out in shouting, screaming, and swearing. How about doing it in a good way? How about doing it in a nice tone? How about saying the right things? Or how about saying nice things? You don't always have to say the right things, but I say something nice in a nice tone, and you will see, watch the quality of response get a lot more better. When my son speaks to strangers, he's not rude. He says it in a nice, bubbly voice. That's why people embrace him. He says it in a nice tone. His body language is just, hi, buddy. It's really nice. It's happy. It's joyful. That's the difference between someone who says hi in a negative way or in just a monotone way. You get a totally different response, and that's just through voice, tone, and body language, of course. So people, let's be more sociable. Let's interact with one another. Let's learn these skills, because these are valuable skills that will help you in life. If you don't know how to build relationships, the quality of your business is not going to excel. The quality of your communication and your relationships is not going to excel. Name me an area in life where you need to have an interaction with someone in order for the relationship to go more further. You always need to interact. You always need to talk to one another. Someone has to make the first move. Someone has to break the ice. Let that be you. So people, I thought I might bring that to your attention. I thought I might share my son's experience, and through his experience are transferable and valuable skills that you can apply in your own personal relationships. I hope that's been insightful. Until then, take care, stay strong, stay focused, and always live to learn to empower and inspire the lives of many as well as yourself. Bye for now.